Hey everyone, the name is Erik, and today I'm going to talk about the ENFP archetype, the champion. And the champion is like a roadmap. It's who you are at your best as an ENFP. The champion is the person that stands up for the innocent and for the weak in society. The ENFP stands up for the individual. The ENFP questions the system and the rule and the government around them. The ENFP is the questioner, challenger. They lead by questioning, why are we all doing this? Why do we treat each other this way? Why do we do this to one another? That's what the ENFP asks. The ENFP asks and sees how the world is and sees how it could be. And the ENFP is an idealist. The ENFP is the person that can see the people's mistakes and the darkness in everyone, And the ENFP is the one that can address it and that can change and that can help people confront this and to deal with this. And the ENFP can show society a way forward. They can say this is where we need to go, this is what we can do, one person at a time. The ENFP is confronting everyone and challenging them and helping them change. So the ENFP is often the person that changes the bad guy in the script. The ENFP is often the person that teaches the monster to love, The ENFP is the person that slays the vampires if they must, and the person that falls in love with the vampires at the same time. And there's something deeply romantic about that, I guess. The ENFP is modest and shy and doesn't think of themselves as better than anyone else. The ENFP doesn't have ambitions in the same way an INTJ or an ENTJ would. The ENFP has rather dreams. The ENFP is not a person that desires. The ENFP dreams, the ENFP wishes, the ENFP longs, sees something that we could all be, sees something that could happen, dreams of a change, of a new way to live, of a better place to be, of a better way to organize their lives. And the ENFP is always moving towards this better state, working towards, dreaming of, and seeing how this could happen and how it could be. And they're always designing this life. They're always making maps on Pinterest or making lists or going over how it could be and how it could look and what could happen and what furniture they could get. They're going over all these things and they're planning a lot and they're planning their lives and they're changing their plans all the time as well and adding new things. And ENFPs have this ability to see options. It could either be that or that or that or that or that, that ability to see and think in what ifs and to think curiously, to always see how things could change, to always see how things could be different. And there's the ability to be a catalyst of society, the ability to be the person that opens up new discussions and to get people to consider new things. Often ENFPs teach me to consider things I wouldn't have thought of otherwise. They challenge my mindset, they challenge my perspective, and they get me to kind of grow and mature in that, accounting for possibilities that I would otherwise dismiss too early. ENFPs are in many ways people that see emerging potential, the people that see new patterns, that notice and investigate and explore. They don't just take things at surface value. They always see what's behind everything. Why did you say that? What made you do that? What made this happen? What caused this? They have this ability to notice the cause and effect of the world around them. How that will lead to that and that will lead to that. And the ability to think in these kinds of complex chains of change and sequences. And this is related to being an extroverted and intuitive type. ENFJs, ENTJs, ENFPs, ENTPs all have this ability. ENFPs are also deeply affectionate individuals, the people that care the most, the people that say, why don't we all do something about this? Why do we let this happen? Why did that person do that? They get angry with the people that do bad things. They get upset when things happen that are bad. They get sad when things happen that are sad. They feel and they express their feelings pretty much openly, They care the most. They are the most affectionate and they are the most likely to get people to care and to act about a situation. Often it's said that the ENFP is an INFJ inside out. And that means that if you look at how the INFJ acts, the ENFP has this INFJ worldview. The worldview of an INFJ's actions, where to most ENFPs, everyone is a mystery. That is how the ENFP sees most people. To the ENFP, most people are mysteries to be solved. Everyone is complex. Everyone has this unique side to themselves. So ENFPs see and understand this more than any other personality type, even more than the INFJ. They see that everyone is a mystery. Everyone has this secret within them. Everyone has this hidden path or vision that they're moving towards. ENFPs see us all as on this kind of existential crusade or journey, you know. And they're always curious about where people are going and where people are headed, and they think, so where is he going? What is he headed towards? What is he dreaming of? What is he moving towards? So that's what the ENFP does. They see everyone as a mystery to be solved, and then they use their dominant functions to solve that mystery and to figure that out. For INFJs, it's the other way around. ENFPs are also ISTJs at their worst. They're the ISTJ rival. That means that under stress, they become cold. They become, in many ways, stubborn. They become nitpicky. They become, often in many ways, closed off. And they become, in many ways, they shut down their emotions. You know, the inferior represents the total shutdown of a person's emotional life. When we go into the inferior, we tell ourselves to stop feeling something, to stop caring, to stop being brave, to take a step back. You know, when you tell yourself to stop, that's when you use the inferior function. The inferior function is the break in your mental system, in a sense. And it's when an ENFP feels they must be smart, they must think their step ahead, they must stop for a second, they must freeze themselves, perhaps after having a bad experience. This is particularly common. The ENFP is, in other ways, an ESTP on autopilot. They are and act and do these things when they're not thinking, when they're just moving ahead blindly, and when they don't reflect on their actions. That's when they step into this ESTP archetype, in a sense. Then they're just stopping themselves from dreaming into taking on new possibilities, and they're taking a break from whatever it is they want to do in life, and instead they're just doing what must be done. You know, if you're too stressed and if there's too much on your plate and if work is overworking you, then it's easy to crawl into this ESTP shell, in a sense, because then you can manage, then you can just do and react and respond to and take on whatever is going on and keep going. It's how ENFPs endure difficult and stressful environments. The ENFP has so many different archetypes they can climb into, and the Enneagram is the key to understanding all of them. The perfectionistic ENFP crawls into a different archetype, often the ISTP. The caregiving ENFP steps into an ESFP-like archetype. The performer ENFP steps into an ESFJ-like archetype. In that sense, that's a reflection of how the ENFP supports themselves in difficult environments. When you have to have a mask on you, when you have to fit in with everyone, when you have to deal with the various situations, you rely on various archetypes. I found that all of us are constantly switching between different archetypes, and then all of these archetypes make us confused. How can I be an ENFP if in those situations I'm like that, and if those situations I'm like that? Well, it's all about recognizing who you are at your ideal. If you recognize that, for example, a certain way of being puts stress on you, makes you feel anxious, makes you feel sad, then that's a reflection of this role not fitting you. If it makes you feel overwhelmed, and if it just makes things difficult for you, then that's not who you are. So look at who you are when you are at your best. Look at who you are when you are in total flow, when you're mindful of your emotions and how you feel, and when you allow yourself to feel, and when you allow yourself to act on how you feel, and if you allow yourself to dream fully, you know, that's the ideal state. And I'm really concerned with this ideal state, because I feel like the MBTI is so focused on the stereotype of us all. They only measure and ask us who we are in the moment, but they don't ask ourselves who we are at our best. And then we compare ourselves to others, and we become even more confused, because you probably know other ENFPs in your life, and they're not always like you, and they don't always think the way you do. And here's when it's important to recognize a few very important distinctions. Some ENFPs are religious, where some are scientific. Some ENFPs are, for example, more aggressively inclined, where some are more passive or peaceful. In that sense, some ENFPs believe in kicking ass and showing people what's what, where some people believe in befriending and dancing with the demon, you know, and changing them that way instead. Some ENFPs have strong beliefs and are very convictionate champions, the people that truly believe in what's right and that go and fight for it even though they could be wrong, and they don't think that for 1 second that they could be wrong. They just believe in themselves. They just believe that they have strong worldview, they have a strong way of seeing the world. Where other ENFPs are full of doubt and questions, you know, can I ever believe anything? Can I ever know anything? Is that person really the person I think they are? Can I really trust that they are? What if they change? You know, that ability to see the world as constantly full of emerging change, that every moment could always change, everything could always be different, and things may not always be the way I seem. The scientific mindset it makes you full of doubt and questions, where the religious mindset or the spiritual mindset gets you to see like this, to have this serious like the disposition. You just know, you just trust your intuition blindly, you just trust your feelings blindly, and you just jump, you just leap, take a leap of faith. Some people can do that and some cannot. So those are some of the differences within the ENFP that are important to be mindful of. With all this in mind, ENFPs are truly amazing individuals, truly amazing people, truly full of potential. I admire how they see people. I admire how they look at us all. I admire how they fight and stand up for what's right. I admire how they make me care. I admire how they get me out of my comfort zone. I admire how they get me to take a leap of faith and to try out new things. Those are just some of the many things I love about ENFPs and the things I think you should love about yourself. So if you're an ENFP, high five, and continue to be true to yourself, and do leave a comment, and feel free to ever reach out to me if you have any questions or any doubt about yourself or your type. I'm happy to help out in any way I can. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.